This story was tagged to me on Twitter and it is coming out of South Carolina, Aiken, South Carolina. I've heard of Aiken, South Carolina, where you have this 11-year-old girl. And by the way, the person that's sitting next to her is her attorney, who was assaulted by this PC woman after she falsely accused her of stealing her mail. Now, what I find very interesting about this is that they have this girl's image out there. She's 11. I went to type in the woman's name, whose name is Elizabeth Shirley, and she's 38. Nowhere can I find a picture of her. So you mean to tell me that the woman who did the assaulting and falsely accused this girl of stealing, they keep her identity sealed outside of her name, even though her name is out there and her age, but you can't find one picture of her. But they put this girl's image out there and her name. I'm like, if you're going to put out one, you need to put out all. And if anybody's identity should have been sealed, it should have been hers, considering she's a minor and she was the victim. I mean, they're setting the scene already. But anyway, a PC woman in South Carolina was charged with assault and battery in the third degree in connection with false accusations of mail theft she made against an 11-year-old girl. Per the Augusta Chronicle's report on the alleged assault against 11-year-old Skylar Davis by 38-year-old Elizabeth Shirley, Skylar was on her way back from picking up mail for her grandmother when Shirley came outside and started yelling at the 11-year-old child, claiming she was stealing her mail. At one point, Shirley, according to the Aiken Department of Public Safety report on the incident, grabbed Skylar by her arms and pulled them. That could almost be seen as kidnapping. Because I'm like this, the minute you grab somebody's arm and you pull them in your direction, to me, that's seen as kidnapping. The family's lawyer, Justin Bamberg, who's the guy right there in the picture next to her, outlined the absurdity of the May 11th incident during a recent Zoom-conducted press conference. We shouldn't have to sit here and have this discussion in 2020 in South Carolina on the heels of Ahmaud Arbery down in Brunswick, Georgia, a situation which the world is very much familiar with. Right here in Aiken, South Carolina, we have another victim, and this time the charge is assault and battery. The victim, unfortunately, is an 11-year-old girl. What did I tell y'all about soft targets? Once Shirley noticed the address on the mail in question, she apologized, though her husband is also said to have intervened and told Skylar that the encounter would have gone differently if it were a different type. Now look at that. Look at this. The Elizabeth Shirley woman apologized, which we don't accept because we know it's not genuine. But her husband said, if Skylar was a quote unquote different type, meaning if she wasn't black, this wouldn't have happened. Even her husband, now I don't know what the ethnicity of her husband is, but even he knows that this would not have happened. That says a lot about him and the type of mate that he chose. And I'm like, if you know this is the type of woman that your wife is, why are you with her? But anyway, though no slurs are said to have been used, Skylar noted that it wasn't difficult to understand what the husband meant by his comments. And that's what the little girl picked up on. So that means she's aware. And that's what y'all, those who have kids who are around her age, make them be aware of their surroundings and what time it is. You don't have to think about what type he meant, Skylar added. As Bamberg explained, this case, for which he and his team will do everything possible to ensure justice, is a small part of a much larger problem. People need to stop judging other people based on what they look like, based on the color of their skin, he said. So, this again plays into the narrative of the soft target thing that I've been talking about: women, children, elderly. So, this woman just automatically assumed that this girl was stealing her mail, and she just felt like she had to do something about it. This almost plays like the story, but in a kind of a different way, with the one that I did with the DNU, with the one who wanted his stimulus check and shot the postal worker and killed her. Now you have this chick who thinks this 11-year-old girl is stealing her mail. Like, what would she want with? Why would she want to take your mail for? Like, for what? The girl is 11. She doesn't have any true responsibilities. And with this virus going around, she's not in school. So she has no reason to come over to your raggedy place and touch your raggedy mail. She just wanted to mess with a black person that day, and this little girl just happened to be in her crosshairs. I'm telling you, any day that ends in Y, when they want to mess with us or do worse, that'll do. That will do. But yeah, I hope that they definitely clean her out. And she sounds like to me, it sounds like she doesn't have much. I'm not sure what her living conditions could actually be. I don't even know, like, what's the proximity of them living within each other. Like, are they neighbors or what have you? But like I said, she just felt like messing with a black person that day, and that little girl was enough for her. Because I bet you she probably wouldn't have ran up on a black man. Like, but then again, with this Karenitis going around, and from some of the videos that you have seen that I have produced to you, she probably would have did that too. I'm telling you, the Karenitis is real out here. It is affecting a lot of them.